Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. So if you want to ask a question, just ask it in the comment section right now down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, we did start an hour earlier today just because I thought that would be better, since if you are on the East Coast, then we would have basically ended at midnight or gone through midnight. So I wanted to at least end an hour before midnight so you guys can go on with your plans if you happen to be watching us live. If not, hopefully you caught us in the beginning of 2018. Alright, now without further ado, let's get to some of the news that happened during this week. So a couple of different things happened on the Galaxy S9 front. I know it's like a weekly update at this point, and I think it's going to be a weekly update all throughout, honestly, its announcement in MWC. So with that, we're just going to keep getting it all the way through January and February. So let's get the updates going. So first of all, it did already pass through FCC. Now that has a lot of people wondering, is this going to be released again at CES? Is it going to be announced at CES? No, Samsung has been doing phones through FCC and tablets through FCC months now before it is actually launched now lately. And we have seen that with the famous, you know, what is it? I think it's N888G. And that's the one we thought, everyone thought it was the foldable phone, but it seems like it's going to be a rugged phone. So that one passed through FCC about 2 months ago. Still no word on that phone. So that's obviously a big thing of how we're getting the updates now. In the next news, we do also have that the release date is again being set at early March. Now, I would say that's definitely a possibility, since we are really taking in that MWC, the day before MWC will be the announcement, and then we're going to get the release date. And although I might know it, that sounds pretty like it could be, but we'll see. Alright, so that is going to be what we're hearing right now, is early March for the Galaxy S9. Are you excited for this phone? Would you plan on upgrading to the Galaxy S9, or are you waiting till the Note 9, or are you waiting for an Apple phone, a Pixel phone? Let me know in the comments section. Is the S9 a serious contender for your dollar, and are you thinking about buying it? And finally, some good news with the S9. It looks like we will have a headphone jack. Yes, these stacks that indicate the S9 number looks like, yes, it is going to have a headphone jack, and that is big, because it's definitely something that a lot of people have been wondering. Will this phone have a headphone jack? That's definitely a big talk about right now, and it's very curious to see if it will. This is one thing that I am definitely looking forward to seeing, and I think a lot of people are really can't wait to see this, all in all. Alright, now in another news, LG announced a bunch of new audio stuff that they will be showing off at CES 2018, which, if you didn't know, is going to be January 7th through January 12th, and that's when I will be there. So for those of you wondering, sorry, my dog is barking in the back. Hopefully that isn't too loud, but the audio speaker, the biggest one that everyone's talking about, is this one, which has Google Home built into it. Now, this one is called the ThinQ. So the cool thing about this speaker to me is it's a different looking speaker. It really looks more similar to like the Sonos One, the new smart speaker with Amazon, and will get Google Home, but this LG one already has it built in. Now, we have no price point for this speaker. We will see it at CES. I definitely am going to check out a demo of this, but I love the idea of more speakers coming to market with Google Home, and different styles, different sound qualities. I think that's a really cool thing. For me, the big thing that I love about this kind of speaker is that I think that's one of the biggest things we're seeing at CES. And actually, on the subject, let me know, would you guys want to see what I expect to see at CES? Because I can do an entire video on what expectations we will see at CES, which is a big electronic convention that happens in a little under a week now. And basically at that event, you know, all these different companies announce new products, announce all these new things. So it might be pretty fun to do a video on it. One of the things that I do see a shift from is from having Alexa built in to having Google Home built in. And I can explain that more in a video, but let me know what you guys think if you guys would want to see that video. All right, now one of the things that really caught my attention, honestly, this week was this leak, and that is that the Huawei P series. Now, the P series isn't necessarily the top of the line. The top of the line from Huawei is the Mate series, but the P series typically always tends to have a new kind of cool feature. And right now, we're supposed to be getting 3 new P series if these leaks are to be believed. And they are going to be the first smartphone with a triple camera. And why is that so interesting? Well, think about it. Just for example, let's pull 2 phones right here. So we have the Moto 4X right here, which we are reviewing. We already did the review. That review should be coming out later this week. And the iPhone X. This has a zoom camera and a regular camera. This has a regular camera and a wide-angle camera. Combine them and you have 3 cameras. So that's a really cool thing. Maybe we might finally get a wide angle, a regular, and a telephoto. I personally would really like that. As I've been now showing houses for real estate, I really am like, man, you know what phone I really want right now? The LG V30. The LG V30 would be so great in this situation, and yet all the phones I have, the Pixel, the Note, take great photos, but just that wide angle would make such a good shot when talking about a property. And that really is what I'm thinking of. And so, I tried the 4X again, which we'll talk about in the review, but the camera quality just isn't as good. So that's when I was thinking, like, man, the V30 would be so perfect for this situation just because of that wide angle camera. And I love the idea of, in this future, in 2018 and 2019, getting a triple camera so we can zoom when we need to, because there's plenty of times when the zoom has come in handy for me. Just today, actually, my niece was going off on the little like animal thing that you can ride at a mall, and she was further away. Used the 2x zoom on my Note, took a great photo. My Pixel, I could do it when she was up close, but the Note could go further, so the further away she was, and I said, hey, you know, look, and then she was able to look, and it took a great photo. So that's a really big thing to me. The 2x zoom does really help, I think, in a lot of instances, more so when traveling, but also more so when traveling you get the wide angle. But that's not all. With this look, it looks like we're getting 3 different smartphones from Huawei. And so the first one is the standard P20, which is going to have 3 cameras and a fingerprint scanner on the bottom. On this one right here, again, we're having 3 cameras and the fingerprint scanner on the bottom, and that's called the Plus variant. And then we're even going to have a Pro variant. Now the Pro is very interesting because it changes 2 things. One, instead of like more of like a Samsung style front screen or a OnePlus 5 style type screen on the front, you have a iPhone style type screen or a essential phone type screen where you have a notch at the top. So that's an interesting difference. But then you also have the fingerprint scanner on the back to give you an even bigger view. I would love, Huawei, if you're watching this, I would love a P20 Pro. I would love to test this phone out because I would pioneer. I love the idea of 3 cameras on a smartphone. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys never use the wide angle lens? Do you guys never use the zoom lens on your phone? Let me know in the comment section. I have found instances where I really wanted both, and I don't have it because no smartphone has both yet, but this one could be a daily driver for me with both of those if they're good quality. So I can't wait to find out if that can exist. Alright, now we are going to talk about the elephant in the room. And for those of you who haven't heard, which I don't know how haven't you heard in the tech industry, and we talked about it a little bit last week, and that is Apple slowing down smartphones. Now, I gave my opinion on it. The biggest thing that I did not like about it is that Apple was doing this to your phone without asking permission, without basically telling you this is what's going to happen. And could it have been the, click the link terms and condition? Possibly. And that is, I guarantee you, what all of these countries are looking at right now. But it really is a big thing in a lot of countries where a lot of lawsuits are being brought up to Apple. In France in particular, Apple could even face criminal charges because it is an invasion of privacy, and it is that bad where it really is. Again, you are going into someone's property basically and doing something on a product you created but they own, not you. So that is a big difference of how I could see it being bad. Again, my thing was that the update should say, do you want to choose performance or do you want to choose longer battery life? And that would have been perfect. Giving consumers the choice of that, I think would have been much better than what Apple's doing. But they have since obviously stated a public apology letter. The batteries are now $29. You can go into an Apple store, get your battery changed out for $29, and they promise that if it's a new battery, it will not affect it at all. Which now benchmarks are showing. They didn't show that in the beginning. They were still showing it showed down even if it was a newer battery. Now benchmarks are showing that if it's a new battery, it doesn't affect the performance. So that is perfect. That is a much better solution. But yeah, I mean, wow, was that a bad idea that they did that? And again, they only went public because this was shown. I mean, if they weren't caught, would they have ever gone public? I don't think so. Would they have ever created this letter? Would they have ever created this $29 battery replacement deal? I don't believe so. But because of all of this media attention, they had no choice really. Now, could Apple pay off all of these lawsuits that are coming up? Absolutely. Of course they are going to be able to. They're Apple. They have a lot of money. But is this a blow to them? Yes, it is a negative blow in press. And because no company is looked under the microscope as much as the biggest companies. If Apple does something, if Samsung does something with their batteries last year, if Tesla, if Microsoft, if Google, any of these companies do anything big, you better believe they are under the microscope, and that is what happened with Apple. Speaking of other companies though, other companies have been throwing a little bit of shade at Apple, and that being that both Samsung, LG, as well as HTC and Motorola have all basically been publicly saying, we do not slow down your old phones. We would never do such a thing. Unlike some companies. So that was a big thing that I thought was very interesting. That Samsung, LG, and I think they had to come out and say this if they were or not. But that's really big, the fact that they basically completely did that. And yeah, it's really funny that I thought that all these companies were like, we would never do such a thing. They might, but we won't do that. So I thought that was a really interesting thing. But I think also these companies had to come out, because if they didn't, all of the same testers that have been testing out Apple's iPhones were about to switch to these companies, and still might, just to verify. But they were going to switch to these companies and make sure, we're going to make sure you don't slow down your phones. And if they did, then they would have been in more hot water if they had lied. Alright guys, that is all of the mobile news this week. Ask your questions in the comment section down below, and I will get to them before the end of the show. Just going to take some quick coffee from my throat out of my Rigsby 116 cup. You can find it in the merch store in the description. Just, a little plug there. And speaking of that plug, actually, I have a question, and I'm going to have you guys decide this for me. Let me know in the comment section right now. So this is our beautiful mic that we are using for CES 2018. And it's really nice. It's a really good Rode mic. We actually did a video on this, so if you haven't checked out that video, please go ahead and check it out. We kind of went over how the sound quality was on that video, but also more importantly, I would say With the video, we also show that, you know, we're going to have our YouTube tech guy. And so I can be reporting like this. You can't put it low enough to, but basically I will be over the mic and kind of speaking into it like that with our logo, right? Here's the thing. I only have one logo for this side of YouTube tech guy, but I need another logo on the back. So I'm going to ask you guys, which one should I put on the back? Should I put Rigsby is coming or Rigsby 116? Let me know in the comment section down below. The one you guys, the one that wins the majority is the one that's going to go on the back. So let me know in the comment section, Rigsby is coming or Rigsby 116. Which one should I use on my microphone at CES? Which one do the people need to see? Let me know right now. All right, now let's get to all of your comments. So let's get to Happy New Year. I see a lot of Happy New Year's. Happy New Year to everyone that chose to actually watch me before New Year's. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to watch. Happy New Year's. 2017 was hopefully good for you guys, and 2018 will hopefully be much better. I know as a channel we have grown substantially in 2017. 2017 was a bit of a boom year for us the channel. Really, I mean, we changed everything. We got a green screen. I have upped the quality of the videos. I have made sure that everything production wise continues to increase, and I plan on continuing that in 2018. Hopefully with your guys' views, I can continue to really focus on this channel. And again, as I've always said, the dream one day of doing this full time would absolutely be amazing. All right. Is the Switch worth getting now? The Switch, I think, is worth getting now. There is enough games that I think the Switch is really great. I mean, two of the best games of the year, Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, are on the Switch, so that alone gives you reason to get it. But there's so many old school games. For me, it's more of, I really want more old school games to come to the Switch. That's what's really going to do it for me. But I also wish they would be cheaper. Like, the fact that the new Street Fighter game, I think, is still 40 bucks. I'm like, that's insane. It really should be 20. But things like that, I think, is really the big thing. Like, older games for nostalgia purposes should be cheaper. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I think Switch games in general should be a little bit cheaper. Will the Gear S4, when will the Gear S4 be released? The Gear S4 will be released most likely same time as the S9. So S9 is being pinned in early March. We can expect it to either be at the same time or usually within 2 weeks after. So maybe the end of March or beginning of March if the rumors are true. Will there be a Switch second generation 2018? Absolutely not. The Switch will not be upgraded for at least 2 to 3 years, if that. And I'm saying at this point, not like from release. I'm saying at this point, the Switch will not be upgraded for at least 2 to 3 years. And you know, they could do something like a Switch Pro eventually that just is better quality and all that kind of stuff, but it will not be upgraded in 2018 at all. 2019 I still think would be too early. 2020 I could definitely see as a possibility for upgrading the Switch. At least, if anything, an incremental upgrade like a Switch Pro, which is just higher quality of what the current Switch is. What are the pros getting a VR headset for your phone? What are pros of getting a VR headset for your phone? Pros of getting a VR headset for your phone is that it's accessible. I mean, you don't have to have a really great, you don't have to have an Xbox and an Xbox X or Xbox One X. You don't have to have a PS4 Pro, and you don't have to have a killer computer. You know, like my computer was over $1,000. My computer can actually, you know, run any HTC Vive, can run any Oculus Rift. But that's, I mean, the main thing. I mean, a VR headset for a phone is typically around $100 for a good one. And that is something like the Google Daydream, the Gear VR, and the Lenovo Jedi Challenges. Those would be great VR headsets. Well, one is $200, but those would be great VR headsets that have support, that have a lot of games. But are they going to be the same quality as regular VR headsets? No. The mixed reality stuff that Microsoft is coming out with, I still don't see any pure production for it of why that's different from a regular VR headset like the Oculus Rift, I would still probably get the Oculus Rift over that, but we'll have to wait and see. If the coming months do show some promise for it, I will get like the Samsung Odyssey. That is probably the best mixed reality VR headset. That is $500 though. So that's the other thing of entry. You know, for entry for VR headsets are typically anywhere from $350 to $500 right now for a good VR headset for a computer. So that's a lot more money than $100 or $150 or even $200. Which is better, the Samsung VR or the Jedi Challenge? Well, the Jedi Challenge, to clarify, is AR, augmented reality, not virtual reality, meaning that you still can see everything in the real world. It's not covered up by a VR headset. Overall, I would say Jedi Challenges is more enjoyable as a single game. I don't think there's any single game for Gear VR that is as fun as Jedi Challenges. But of course, Gear VR just has so many. You have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VR games for this Gear VR, whereas obviously for Jedi Challenges, as of right now, you really have 3 and 1 is really fun. What's your favorite phone? Currently, my favorite phone would still have to be the Galaxy Note 8. I got an Xbox One. Cool. Was that for your was that for Christmas holidays? What was it for? Love your channel. Thank you very much. I have a Note 8 and sometimes my screen goes dim, then back to normal. Do you know what the problem could be? Dim and then back to normal. I'm not sure if that's an issue with the phone itself, an app. Does it always happen? Like, is it reliably happen every time? What I would do in that case of like, if it's gonna happen every 5 minutes or something like that, then maybe what you can try is to turn your phone into safe mode. Just Google Galaxy Note 8 safe mode, and then you can figure out how to do it. I think it's like power, volume up, and home button. I think it's some combination, or no, maybe it's the Bixby button. But some combination of that, and it puts you into safe mode. Safe mode basically disables all other apps, so you can see if it's another app causing it. Another thing you might want to check out is to possibly make sure to check in advanced settings and gestures, because you might have Smart Stay on, which Smart Stay turns off your phone, but then it sees you're looking at it and then it keeps the phone on. That could be another reason, but yeah. I snuck off to watch you for a little bit. I appreciate it. I have the Note 8s, I read that one. Can you explain why buffering happens? How can you make it stop? When I watch videos, sometimes it will buffer and it makes me wait. I don't really know how to stop it. Buffering is just based on your internet connection. So if you have a good internet connection, you will rarely buffer. If you have a poor internet connection, you will buffer more often. It also depends at the quality on which you set a video at. So on YouTube, for instance, you can hit like a little gear icon, typically up there. And that gear icon, when you hit it, you can actually set what you want, or down there, depending if you're watching on a desktop or a mobile. And when you set that setting, you can actually set it at what setting you want the video to be. So for instance, if I download a video off of YouTube with my YouTube Red, it's automatically 720p. But you know, when I watch a video, I can put it up to 4K if the uploader did up to 4K, but I can also set it to 1080, I can set it to 720, I can set it to 480. If I have a really poor internet connection, I usually set it to 480 so that I can watch something and it's good quality, it's decent quality. But that depends again on what you're doing. I'm not clickbaiting. I actually went through everything that I talked about. So yeah, you can dislike the video, but I didn't clickbait since I actually did everything in the title. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Let's see. I will actually get the Note 9. My Note 8 just died after draining the battery completely. Help me, please. So this is being talked about right now. Samsung did put out a statement that they are investigating it, but I haven't seen too many people actually this affecting. But so this is being talked about right now that Samsung Note 8 specifically, basically if you let it drain all the way to 0, it's not turning back on after like one of the updates. Which is really bad, of course. Thankfully I've never let my phone drain that. I've never had my phone go all the way to 0. The only time I ever done that is when I do the battery drain test when we're testing out when we first get the phone. But other than that, I've never had my phone. My phone never goes below like 15%. Like I just can't. I'm a person that I always need to keep my phone charged. But yeah, so I have heard that, or it is being talked about at least in some cases, that if your phone died all the way, you can't turn it back on for some reason. Samsung is currently investigating it. I would immediately contact Samsung and let them know the situation, and that is the best thing. You need a Samsung technician for it. You can also maybe take it down to if you have a Best Buy nearby you and they have a Samsung station there. And these are not Samsung employees. They work for third parties that represent Samsung, but at least they can give you a better insight on what to do. In answer to the question, I am waiting for the S9 or the Note 9. Both I will upgrade to the S9, then the Note 9. I do them both each year. That's awesome. I do the same. S9, Note 9 is too far off. I understand. Apple combining Mac and iOS apps. Yes, that is being currently rumored right now. It is very interesting because from what I've heard, I don't use MacBooks. I've never cared for them. Too limiting for me. But the biggest thing about Macs is that their apps aren't as supported, basically. Kind of like how Windows. I never use Windows apps. I think they're a waste of time, and I just don't see the need to. The only Windows app I've ever used is Instagram, just because Instagram's website is so horrible that the app for Windows is a little bit better. It's lesser of two evils, basically. But Mac apps are apparently just as bad as like Windows apps, which is not good, mind you. So for that reason, yeah, that's a really big issue. So I'm really kind of curious to see how that will change. If you have iOS apps, then just being able to easily move to Mac apps, I think that's going to have a huge improvement on the experience. And something Apple needs, here's my big takeaway from that though. If iOS apps take over the Mac apps, what is really preventing Apple from doing a touchscreen Mac? Because that's still, I mean, people have been asking for that for so long. The Touch ID bar is in my opinion garbage in comparing to a touch screen. So yeah, that's my big thing. And yeah, the touch bar did not catch on as much as I think Apple wanted it to. So yeah, I think the fingerprint scanner on the button on the laptop was a genius idea, and more companies are doing that now, following suit, than just having it, you know, randomly on the bottom of your laptop. It's now actually on a button, and I think that's really great. I would rather get that speaker than the Google Home. What is the best way to share 360 video with family members? Upload it on YouTube. That is absolutely the best way to share it with family members. Upload it on YouTube and send them the link. Finally, I'm on time. I sold my Gear S3 to someone on Swappa, and they want it, but they didn't want the Wi-Fi version. They returned it, and now when I charge it on the wireless charger, it blinks red, doesn't charge. I don't know what the hell happened. So Isaac, I'm not saying this has happened to you, but my friend just went through this, and he was looking through a similar thing on eBay. Apparently, what people are doing on eBay, and I don't know if this is the same thing on Swappa or anything like that. I've never used Swappa, but apparently people are saying like, hey, this phone you gave me doesn't work on my network, doesn't work on this, doesn't work on whatever. I want a refund. I want to return this. And you know, you don't think anything of it. You're like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll return it. Then you get it back. It's actually a different device that looked like your device, but it's not your device. Now, I don't know if, like, because did you check the serial number? I doubt it. You know, we don't think about that with smartwatches. But did you check the serial number to make sure it matched the box you got or anything like that? That would be a question I would ask. But that's a big thing, that because on eBay, once you accept the refund, eBay won't do anything for you at that point. And it's a big issue, apparently, that's on eBay, that, like, he was telling me it's a lot of it going on, which is crazy, but that's just one thing, just to let you know. I like the P10. Yeah, the P10 I thought was a really good smartphone. If I buy a game off the PSN network and get a second PS4, when will I have to buy it again for that system, or just download it for free? You should just download it for free. I don't think it's a one system per thing. As long as it's your sign-in, then that's all you need. You just need your sign-in for your account, and that should be fine. Actually, Apple still owns the phone even though you paid for it. No, they don't. They don't own the phone. They sold you a product. They do not own the phone. I guess you retracted your second statement, but no, Apple does still not own the phone. What smartphone doesn't slow down after 3 years? Absolutely, every smartphone slows down, and again, that's why I've long said that you should not do updates to your smartphones if you're on Android. And again, the whole thing about Apple is just, I think, again, it's just the way they did it, which is what upset so many people. There needs to be a class action lawsuit. There is a there's plenty of class action lawsuits that you can jump on the bandwagon and be a part of. A lot of them. I mean, almost every country has a class action lawsuit against Apple right now, where Apple's mainly sold, I guess you could say. Should all apples be forget? Wait. Should all apples be forget and let all Rigsby strive? Should all apples be forget? Subscribe to the Tech Guy channel. I don't know what theme is that going on. Is that going by the music? I actually can't hear the music that you guys are hearing, so I'm not sure if that's what it's going to. Put Rigsby is coming, 116, 116. Rigsby is coming, 116. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. No, so 5. So it's 5 to 3 from what I'm seeing. 5 to 4. So it looks like Rigsby 116 is what I'm going with. I want to get Android Oreo on my Note 8, but I can flash it. I need it to files on my SD card. I have a December security update. Could be why and why. Look, I wouldn't flash it to Android Oreo. I think your Note 8 is going to have a lot of issues once you do upgrade it to Android Oreo, because it's just, I think it is. But if you want to do it, feel free. XDA Developers has an exact procedure on how to do it. Basically, they're kind of taking the S8 update that's currently right now in beta, tweaking it and putting it for the Note 8. But I personally think you're going to have some issues. That's just my opinion. I have a huge problem with my iPhone, and now I'm going back to Android. That sucks. I'm sorry for you having a huge problem with it. Not too excited about the S9, waiting for the Note 9. What about Forza 7? I've never played that. That's an Xbox exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have an Xbox. Hello, Apple Inc. and iSheep. How are you guys? Am I the only one excited for the Bixby speaker? I'm not excited for the Bixby speaker, to be honest, just because Bixby is more about getting things done. So I don't think a Bixby speaker, at least as of right now, I cannot picture what a Bixby speaker is going to benefit from. What I'm more curious about actually is not a Bixby speaker, which could be announced at CES, don't get me wrong, but more excited about, is Bixby going to end up in all Samsung smart products like appliances this year? Because, you know, Samsung had a smart assistant on their refrigerator. Are they switching that to Bixby? That would be really cool. For the family hub on the refrigerator, that would be really cool. I think that is a lot easier to get people sold on Bixby than a separate speaker. at least to start off with. That way you can kind of test the waters, see what's going on, and how useful Bixby can be, then slam it on as a speaker before the holiday season. That would be my idea, but I'm curious if you guys really are excited about a Bixby speaker. I personally am not, just because Bixby is more of a tasker. It's more of getting things done as task-wise, which isn't as useful on a Bluetooth speaker, I believe, or a Wi-Fi speaker in comparison to it. Now, Samsung sells Wi-Fi speakers in general, so maybe they can just put it on one of those. They haven't updated them in about 2 years, so that would be interesting. They say iPhone slow down more than Android now. Why is iPhone, is this why iPhone did what they did? I'm not sure if that's what they did, but it's definitely interesting. How is the Mate 10 by Huawei any good? I'm using the Mate 10 Pro. Now, this is not a US version, it's an international version. Still no word on them coming to the US, although that might be talked about at CES. That's the big rumor. So very excited to see how that plays out. The Mate 10 is a really interesting competitive phone. But yeah, that review is probably coming out at the end of this week. Do you think Samsung will make a 10th anniversary Galaxy X or Note a big deal? Make a big redesign like the iPhone X? I do think that in 2019, yeah, Samsung will make a big deal out of their 10th anniversary iPhone. Or sorry, 10th anniversary. 10th, wow, that was a Freudian slip, right? 10th anniversary Samsung. So far, the VR headsets are blurry and hurt my eyes. I can see that. Yeah, because we still don't have a 4K phone screen. I think 4K phone screens will help out the clarity on a VR headset for a phone. The Galaxy S9 will have improved speakers. Look at the redesigned speaker grills on leaks CAD. Yes, there was that on leaks one, but I am really curious. That still did not show what I want to see, which is I really want to see a speaker on each side. So I don't have my Note right now, but I would love to see a speaker right here and right here, or just ideally like the Pixel right here and right here. Why not? Like, seriously. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Let's see. Where'd it go? I saw an interview with the CEO of Samsung and he kept tugging on his left earlobe. That's hilarious. For those of you who don't know, anytime someone asks me to reveal something, since I know a lot of people internally in Samsung ask me to reveal something, they always ask me to tug on my left earlobe, or on a earlobe. What phones are you looking forward to in 2018? I am really looking forward to, actually one phone that I'm really looking forward to would be a Razer Phone 2. I think Razer made some really great choices in their phone. And if they just updated the screen and they had a really kick-ass camera, it would arguably be one of the best phones out, period. OnePlus 5T is just absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do, especially if they continue at this $500 price point. It's really interesting and competitive. Google Pixel, I mean, if they really fine-tune the Pixel, and the Pixel 3 is amazing, I can't wait to see that. Note 9 is definitely one, and the Galaxy X is definitely one. First foldable phone, one thing we've been waiting for years, so can't wait for that. Also, I just can't wait for the first phone with the fingerprint scanner in the screen. That is going to be awesome. I got the SA Plus, Gear S3, Gear VR, Gear 360, and just got the Samsung laptop. I'm all Samsunged out. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, and Samsung TV. I don't have a Samsung TV though. Vizio, got you. Did you see the leak of the P11 3 cameras? That's actually the P10, and we talked about that at the beginning. Or sorry, not P10, P20, not P11, P20, and we talked about that at the beginning of the show. 3 megapixels is not overkill if they have a regular camera, a wide angle camera, and a zoom camera. And I talked about that at the beginning of the show. Go back and see that. But that is a dream for me specifically right now, because I would want that so bad. Let's see. iPhone freeze and die new soon as I log into my account. Limited space of memory. I mean, that is a very limited space of memory for it to be that. I would probably take it to an Apple store. That's a weird thing as soon as you log into your account. But they could manually remove stuff or anything like that with their specific Macs that they would connect it to. So I would probably take it to an Apple store. I can see the symbols of Google Map everywhere on my Note 8, especially when the screen is white. Please help. That is unfortunately screen burn that you have. Basically, if you have it at full brightness and always have your maps say the same position every time. So like I do maps split screen because I listen to podcasts, so I have my maps on one side and my podcast on the other. I switch them every month so that I don't get that. But if you have just your maps always at the brightest screen level, you will get screen burn-in because of those white spots. That is just a thing of all OLED displays, whether it be Samsung, iPhone, LG, any OLED technology has that caveat. Let's see. The best thing to do that is never put it into the red. So you know how when you turn your brightness up, there's a blue bar and then you get to a red bar. If you don't put it into the red bar, if you keep it at maximum 80%, you will never have that happen to you for screen burn-in. Or at least it would take 2 or 3 years for it to happen, as opposed to less than a year. Ricky, on YouTube, is it true that there are more YouTube ads that are 5 seconds? Every video I click, there's an ad. There are more ads than ever on YouTube. I'm not sure about that. The reason why I can say I'm not sure about that is because I have YouTube Red, so I don't see ads on anything. So I don't know if there has been an increase in ads. That is a great thing about YouTube Red. I was thinking about doing a video on YouTube Red and why you would actually want to get it, because there is actually a lot of reasons to get YouTube Red. But that is one of the biggest ones. Obviously, you never see an ad again. And the great part is that YouTube Red really pays YouTubers well. So like if I have YouTube Red, I am still contributing to every YouTuber that I watch. I'm not contributing because I'm not paying for their because I'm not watching their ads anymore. Whereas if you just watched a video, skipped an ad, it doesn't help your YouTuber as much. But that's a whole thing into all this kind of stuff. Why are big tech YouTubers saying iOS 11 is smooth and the average consumer is complaining about bugs and shutters? I don't know. I do not know any tech YouTuber that says iOS 11 is smooth. Because the ones I watch, you can watch CNET, Brian Tong complains about it all the time, and a good amount of YouTubers actually I watch have complained about it. iOS 11 is buggy as hell, by far. It has had so many issues. I mean, look at the I issue, and then it happened with is, and then it, and then all these different... There's been nothing but issues, really, with iOS 11. It's probably their worst launch, I would say, iOS-wise, since iOS 8. I think it was the most buggy before. Yeah, iOS 8, I think it was. But yeah, no, it's very buggy. I guess if you watch like maybe like an iOS-centric a YouTuber, they might not be talking about it. Maybe they just don't think that it's that big of a deal, and they're, you know, loyalist. But no YouTuber that I see says that iOS 11 has been smooth, in my opinion. Not in my opinion, from what I've seen. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Let's see. Whoa. Sorry, I'm trying to find, and then there's stuff being said at the bottom, just making sure everything's going okay. Rick, on YouTube, is it... Oh, wait, I read that one. Best way to share 360 videos with your family is to connect your gear via Bluetooth and put files on the computer and let them copy it to their phones. That's a good idea too, if you want to have them download it to their phones. Why is iPhone X demand so low? It's $1,000 phone. I mean, no, but it's just, I mean, the people that wanted it got it. That's it. I mean, it's still, I never thought the iOS 10, you could have seen my review. I called most lackluster phone of the year. For me, it was way better to get the iOS 8 Plus in almost every way. For $200 cheaper, you get everything important to the iPhone, and you get Touch ID, which is far superior to Face ID. So yeah. What is the best way to unlock a phone? The best way I've usually done is I've used sites. Oh God, what is the one that I used? Unlocker.net. Phone. I forget which one I used. It was something like phoneunlocker.net. Or something along, no, not that one. I forgot which one I used. Let me try to find it for you guys. So, is it Unlocker? Unlock, let me see. Cellunlocker.net. Cellunlocker.net. That is the website that I have used in the past. I think it was like 25 bucks and it unlocked my phone. So that was a simple, quick, and easy one. Let me know in the comments section, what have you guys used in the past? Oops. But yeah, cellphoneunlocker.net. Typically it was like 25 bucks. They unlock every smartphone you can think of. And that's what I used. I think they can only unlock AT&T and T-Mobile phones though, so that's the limitation of theirs. Gear S4 release, I already answered that earlier. It's going to be released with the S9. Happy New Year. It's off. Oh, Happy New Year. And I don't know what you meant by that, but yeah, Happy New Year, who just passed New Year's right now. Hey Rick, please tell me, is there any good upcoming tablets? I'm holding out for something great. Nothing right now. Tablets are generally announced at MWC for all Android tablets, and typically you get iPads in April or May. Let's see. Do you think the Essential phone will get better over time? One brand new had never used it till waiting on my glass screen protector. I do not think the Essential phone was worth the price. Even at the current price, I still would get the OnePlus 5T over it easily, in my opinion. But that would be me. Overall, I just don't think it's worth the price. I think if it would have come out at a much lower price point from the beginning, it would have done better, but the camera quality has still not improved enough, in my opinion, for it to warrant, like, yes, you should get it. I would more be interested in the Essential Phone 2 that would come out in 2018. Are you excited to see what Surface Phone is all about? I don't know. I just don't know. Like, what is Microsoft gonna do? I don't think it's gonna be another Windows phone. I think it's going to have to be an Android phone. And then, like, why get another different Android phone? I don't know. That's just my opinion. YouTube Red Kicks Ass includes Google Music. That's another reason why I would recommend it. Yes. I like Bixby for tasks within a phone, especially two-part commands. I agree with that as well. That is all, yeah. And then again, that's not, a speaker would not be good for that. Happy New Year, best wishes. Looking forward to more videos 2018. Thank you, appreciate it. 1 hour to till New Year in New York. Yep, absolutely. for YouTube people say they get paid. Is that true? Yeah, YouTube people get paid. Yes. Did you mean for YouTube Red? Yes, they get paid. Hey Ricky, Happy New Year from Hong Kong. Good to hear you're all better now. Thank you, I appreciate that, DJ, and Happy New Year as well to you. Let's see, Ricky, how are you contributing to a YouTuber if you're not watching their ad? Do YouTubers get paid from a subscription fee every month? No, so basically what happens is on any given video, here, let me pull up a video just to kind of give you guys a breakdown of it. So in terms of money for one video, okay, this is not a lot of videos, but in terms of a revenue for one video that I have right now, I might have gotten $500 from it, okay? Out of that money, 27 of those dollars were from YouTube Red revenue. Basically that was given to me. Those are all YouTube Red subscribers. So I got that money regardless if people watched an ad or not. And that is not factoring in how long they watched or anything along those lines. But just to give you an idea, out of that money, which again, there's not many YouTube Red subscribers, and that's why it's such a little amount. But out of $500, 27 of that, or yeah, about 27 of that was from YouTube Red. So yeah, and so I get paid on a video regardless if you have YouTube Red or not. It's just YouTube Red will be a standard flat rate where if you watch an ad all the way through and do not skip the ad, I would get more money. If you watch a video longer where there's a middle ad in it, I would get more money. So those are the kind of things that factor in. But yeah, there's lots of other stuff, but that's to give you an idea of it. Most carriers do unlock the phone after you pay it off. Of course, the website I was talking about is obviously if I buy a phone and I want to unlock it, I can unlock it right away with that. Gotta go. Sorry. Happy New Year. Hope you have best day ever. Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate it. Unlock River is the best. That's a one I haven't heard of. I use AT&T's website to unlock for free. That's definitely obviously a way you can do it, but usually you do have to pay it off, or for AT&T, I think you have to be there for 6 months or something like that with the phone. I think the guy asked where is the best place to buy an unlocked phone. Oh, to buy an unlocked phone, it really depends. Like Best Buy sells unlocked phones. You can go to Amazon to buy unlocked phones. The website we sometimes use is also called GearBest. That's where we got the OnePlus 5T from and some of these other phones we reviewed. So there you go. But yeah, those are some different places where you can buy unlocked phones. I got a Google Home for Christmas. Yay. Are there any hints for it? I'm going to do a couple of different videos on Google Home. The simple one I'm going to do is the 10 best features for Google Home Mini, because I think most people got Google Home Minis. Now this can apply to Google Home and Google Home Max or any Google Home speaker, but I'm compiling that that list right now. I think I'm going to do it to 10, but we might do it to 20. We'll see how it goes. Ricky, I need an Android tablet. Should I wait for next year or get the Tab S3? The Tab S3 is the current best tablet. I do have that. I do use it. Although less now that I have a touchscreen Samsung laptop with an S Pen, I will say that. But yeah, the Tab S3 is an amazing tablet. I still would recommend it. I would say it's currently the best Android tablet available, although it does cost more. Happy New Year from Kuwait. It's officially 2018 at 7 a.m. Wow. Well, Happy New Year as well. I would get YouTube Red for you, Ricky. It's not available, but it's not available in England. Hopefully it'll roll out soon. Oh, don't worry. I mean, for me, it's more also so you don't get ads too. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to YouTube Red for the per individual, not just for that. But yeah, I'm surprised it still hasn't rolled out to England. That kind of sucks. Funny thing is, I want to pawn shop today. A pawn shop? They have 2 Google Home Mini for $29. That's how much they are online. Well, no, 2 Google Home Minis for $29 is cheaper. you get one Google Home Mini for $29 online right now, unless you have a different, unless that's different. But yeah. Have you heard about the Note 8 battery issue hitting? Yes, I did talk about that issue. Basically, it's currently being. Samsung has already said that they are currently investigating it. It is not that many in terms of it, in terms of like how many there are right now, from what I hear. But they are currently being investigated for it. So you better believe that Samsung has to have a good reason for that, or push out an update right away for it. But it just looks like it's a software issue to fix existing phones that have not hit zero. My phone has never hit zero. I talked about that earlier when I brought it up. But I've never had my phone hit 0%. So luckily it hasn't happened to me. But what I would recommend is, if it does happen to you, go ahead and take it to a Best Buy store by you that has a Samsung location, because they've probably been talked about on what to do in this situation. But probably what will happen is you will end up sending it to Samsung and they will give you a new phone, or switch out the battery if that's what needs to be done. I tried out the I'm feeling lucky mode. It was fun. Yeah, that is. Oh, you mean each? Yeah, each $29. Yeah, that is how much they are online. So yeah, that's no discount whatsoever. I try my Note 8 to 7 and I'm safe. Congratulations. Yeah, because again, I don't know how widespread it is. It's very minimal from what I've heard. But I mean, you better believe I'm not letting my Note 8 hit 0% more so now. I'm paranoid always about my battery, so I normally wouldn't. But you better believe I'm more so right now. Not going to let it hit that. YouTube Red also comes with YouTube Music and Play Music. Great deals. 3 services for one price. Absolutely, it's a lot of benefit to it. So yeah, I would definitely say it's great. I just might do a video on why you should get YouTube Red, because I think it's a great service for those who can. I got an Xbox One X racing simulator and a PS4 with the PlayStation VR. So I haven't slept much since Christmas Day. YouTube Red is necessary in life. Well, congratulations. Hopefully you get some sleep eventually, John. But that's awesome. It looks like you had an amazing Christmas to get all that. My Note 8 hit 0 and it's always charged back up for me. That's good, Marvin. So yeah, again, we don't know how far it's spread. I believe it's 1 in every 1,000. 1 in every 1,000 is still kind of a lot, so that would be bad, I would say, if that is true. Is it safe to charge your phone before it gets too low? Yeah, the old rule is keep it between 20 and 80% always for your smartphone when it comes to charging. How Google Red Family works is the same as Apple Family Music works. I don't know how Apple Family Music works. I know they adopted that style from it, but the difference of Google Red, or not Google Red, sorry, YouTube Red, is that you get other Google services. So it's all of them, and you know, you get YouTube without ads. That's a big thing that Apple can't do, obviously, because they can't do that. So yeah. I like YouTube Red, also downloading and watching video games. Well, now you're just giving all my reasons away, Alex. Ricky, did you hear about Facebook and Universal Music? They made some kind of deal so users can post music on Facebook. I did not hear that. But yeah, I remember it was one of my friends. Oh yeah, it was one of my friends. He posted a video on Facebook and he was like, dude, it's getting flagged, like it won't let me share this video because it has copyright material. It won't let me share it. And I was like, maybe upload it on YouTube as private and then share it on Facebook. And that's what he ended up doing, I believe. But yeah, like when he tried to upload it, it was like copyright material and he couldn't use it. I didn't know Facebook was getting that serious because they never had before. So I guess Facebook really is trying to compete with YouTube in terms of video now, in terms of copyright and everything. I mean, each family get the same deal. Oh yeah, like you can, in terms of one price and all family members get the same deal. Yes, that is the same in terms of the music. YouTube Red is good too. Or RedTube is good too. I'll just leave that here. Yeah, that's something else. I have YouTube Red Family for 15 a month plus Google Music. Great for 5 family members. Is so much better than ads. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, you have to put music. It's not my main point of the video. Yeah, absolutely. Alright guys, how are we doing on time? It is 8 o'clock. I think we are going to start winding down. This week we're going to release some videos, of course. We got the Razer phone review coming up. We have the Moto X4 review coming up. We also have tomorrow, I'm going to release a video, and that is my favorite tech of 2017. This is tech that I currently own, that I really love. So basically all the tech that I got through 2017, it not necessarily had to come out in 2017, but I had to get it in 2017. So we're gonna go over that, just my favorite tech in terms of everything that I've gotten this year. And the higher it is on the list, the more that I use it on a day-to-day basis. So that will kind of give you a teaser, and I'm curious on how many of you guys will guess what makes my list, and if you guys will like everything on my list. I love all my top 10, and there was like 4 other ones that I was gonna put on there, so there will be honorable mentions, but my top tech of 2018, or sorry, 2017, 18 I can't reveal yet, but 2017 will come up tomorrow, so that is a video that will come up tomorrow. Alright guys, I think oh, someone asked, will I plan on doing a review on the LG V30? We do have one now in the studio. My editor is currently using it, and he'll be using it for a little while, so I'll see if I borrow it for at least a week or so to do an honest full review. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's see, anything else? Keep up the good work. One of my favorite YouTubers. Appreciate that, George. Why do you recommend buying an unlocked phone? I recommend buying an unlocked phone because sometimes you get free features that carriers can charge for, and also you don't get all the bloatware. What do you guys plan for New Year's Eve? Nothing. Honestly, me and my wife are staying in for the night, and we have 2 nieces over, so we're just gonna, stay up, watch the replay from New York probably on one of the channels, and then go to sleep. There are lots of fireworks in my area. Work, that's my plans. Grave shift on Las Vegas. Oof. Hopefully you have something. Well, you're gonna have a lot of fireworks in Vegas, so that should be fun at least. At least you get to look up in the sky and see a lot of fireworks. Who cuts your hair because it's bogus? You might be saying that because you think that's a hairstyle. That is my head. These are actually bumps on my head, and so when I shave it, I have this look. No one else has this look. Well, not many people. Actually, NFL players typically have this kind of thing because helmets get squished, which I was just born with this. So yeah, so when I cut my hair, that is what happens. So yes. Is YouTube TV worth buying? No, not yet. Needs more channels. Celebrating my mother's birthday, ironically. Well, Quiet Storm, happy birthday to your mom. I hope she has a great day, and hopefully you get to take her somewhere or buy her a nice dinner or something. No work. I work a kitchen, no view. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, it sucks to work kitchen. Well, maybe free food, right? At least, maybe, hopefully. All right, guys. I will call that a show. Have a great night, all of you guys. Be safe out there. Thank you, as always, for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.